What's up, this is Jake with Hike 734, pairing together the Dogshead Trail and the LewisChannel Trail in Yellowstone National Park to make a little loop to visit Shoshone Lake and Lewis Lakes. And it's a really cool hike where you start out kind of by Lewis Lake and you work your way up Dogshead to Shoshone Lake, and then you come back down. And the trail starts out following what appears to be an old road. And my guess is that you follow this tunnel of lodge poles to this old trailhead is what I'm guessing. And so lots of sign for elk, but also just a tunnel of trees and lodgepole. And then you get to the end of that and there is a little seasonal creek crossing, and you come across a couple of those throughout the day. So I think if you did this earlier in the year, in addition to having lots of mosquitoes, you would probably have to navigate a couple of these. But anyways, you just start working your way kind of gradually up and over just a really gentle rise, moderate up and down, mostly lodgepole forest. Some of it's a little bit older, some of it younger, and eventually just kind of sporadic views throughout the whole thing. And then finally you kind of get to the highest point, and you can kind of see, I believe it's Lewis Lake that I'm looking at this point. And there's a really cool pond up at the top with lots of lily pads, and saw a mallard with a couple of her chicks. And then, yeah, you start dropping down into the trees, and then it gets really, really neat down at the bottom. Really tall grasses, and just kind of a cool place. And right before you get to Shoshone Lake, you can kind of veer off and take a look at the patrol cabin that's out there. But Shoshone Lake, I think it's one of the largest backcountry lakes, and there's no road to it, so you have to get there by foot or by paddle. So anyways, it's really beautiful, just a really nice huge backcountry lake, and just a great place to sit on the shores and have a snack. And then I went ahead and made a left and started working my way from the outlet of Shoshone Lake, which works its way down over to Lewis Lake, and it's called well, it's the Lewis River, but it's called the LewisChannel Trail. So as you're kind of working your way along there, at first I was a little bit disappointed because I was hoping to follow this river down pretty tight, and every once in a while you get little looks at it and it's kind of moving a little bit faster like a river you think would be. And then but eventually you start to get better views up high and just get to see it, and it slows way down. And it definitely is a lot more up and down than the Dogshead Trail because it's following the river really close. So sometimes you're right next to the river, and then other times you're high up looking down. And but yeah, lots of fun birds along that river, and including this Sandpiper and then a kingfisher and that sort of thing. But yeah, you just follow that as it kind of meanders around, and there's a really cool rock formation and lily pads and that kind of stuff. So you can definitely tell the river really, really slows down. And I believe you can paddle up this. Actually, I know you can if you start over at the Lewis Lake. And so anyways, but yeah, I just kept working my way down, and just, you know, once again, just kind of bouncing back and forth between the lodgepole forest and just kind of a little bit open meadows and whatnot. And eventually you get all the way to the end, and you can see where the motorized boat sign is. This is actually where Lewis River goes into Lewis Lake, and you can have a motor boat on Lewis Lake, but you can't up the channel and into Shoshone. And so I saw a couple of bald eagles, actually saw like 3, and a bunch of ravens, and so I'm guessing that there was probably like a kill there or something. But anyways, yeah, so then once you get to that out where the inlet into Lewis Lake, you go back into the trees for a while. So I was a little bit annoyed at that, but then eventually you come out and you get really cool views as you're walking along Lewis Lake, and it's just a really cool big lake. The distance you can see some cars and whatnot. But yeah, you know, just a nice big Yellowstone Lake. And then eventually right on the shore, after a little bit, you come to this just like lily pad meadow, and I got to see some Sandhill Cranes, which was cool. And then dropping back into the lodgepole and kind of making a beeline into it after crossing over a dry looks like a seasonal creek bed. So anyways, almost back to my car. A little over 10 miles for the whole loop. yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do it, I think I would do, if I was gonna do it all over again, I'd do both trails to turn it into a loop. That way you get a little bit varied terrain. But overall, pretty cool. Not amazing, but not a letdown, but Shoshone Lake is really pretty, so so that definitely elevates the whole hike. But anyways, this is Jake with Hike 734, hiking the Dogshead Trail and the LewisChannel Trail in Yellowstone National Park. If you like this video, subscribe on YouTube and head over to hike734.com for more goodness.